Well, I figured we have a really nice day outside. I would go ahead and do a water change video quick. Show you everything I do once a week and show you how my filters are put together, I guess, for the most part, how I clean them and all that wonderful stuff. So stay tuned. First thing I do when I start my water change is I go to my big filter and I open that valve. You can see pushing plenty of water out. It takes on the sediment that has settled in the filter, flushes it out, and I leave the pump running for a while to make sure that it's getting plenty of it out. Once I finish that, I will shut that valve. Take the filter box off of that filter, clean out those filters, take my filter out of there, clean that filter. There's a pre-filter down there, you can see it. I'll show you that in more detail. And then I take my filter pads out of my waterfall. You can see all the fish hiding in their corner like they always do. So stand by. Neat little trick here I want to show you guys quick. I made me a water level gauge, if you'd call it that. I have increments at 1 inch, and it hooks under the brick ledge here, and it extends down into the water. And I have 1 inch increments, and then I have the number written in on the whole number for every 2 inches. So when I drain it, I know exactly how many inches I've taken out, and I know how many gallons each inch is, so I know exactly how much to put back in. The 0 is obviously my full limit. That's where it's full. Every inch is 30 gallons. So makes it easier when you're filling it back up after a change. All right, run a couple inches out through here. So now I'm going to shut this one off. And before we clean the filters, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to vacuum the bottom. Come over to this side and I unplug my waterfall pump and also my circulation pump. Here's the pond vac. Put the discharge hose on the back. Get the intake hooked up front, and I'll get it vacuumed. Once I get it all vacuumed out, start into the filters. All right, this is from my waterfall. That's the coarse pad, that's the fine pad. There's my 5-gallon bucket of pond water. Coarse pad, I rinse out in there. The fine pad, I have my hose ready to rock. And then I have this nice little milk crate I set the pads on. That way they're not laying on the ground getting dirty when I'm spraying them up. I will show you a before and after. All right, there is the coarse one after I rinsed it out in the pond water. And there's the fine one after I got after it with the hose. About as clean as can be. A little discoloration just from the time it's been in there. They're ready to go for another week. This is the one from the skimmer box. As you can tell, it's full of plenty of gunk. This one I spray off because, again, the skimmer is just a pre-filter for the waterfall over there. Not really worried about beneficial bacteria on that. So we'll be taking the hose to it. That's what it looks like before. And that's what it looks like afterwards. I remembered now I bought all that filter pad today to cut a new one for that and replace it. It's extremely flimsy. It's lost most of its rigidity, so it just doesn't work the same when it does that. So I'm going to get that recut and replace it. And there's the new one. Simple as putting the old one on top, the new pad, cutting it out. Pretty simple. This one is the filter box I fabricated out of polycarbonate. It's filter box for the pump that goes into the biofilter. So you can see it's still kind of light in the middle, but it's pretty gummed up, and it's hard to believe that I cleaned that out 2 days ago. So there's 3 separate little pads in there. Take those out, spray them off, because again, I'm not worried about the beneficial bacteria on that, because that's what the biofilter's for. I want these clean as can be. All 3 pads looking brand new, box cleaned up. These 3 pads stack together and slide right back in the top of that box. All right, so this is the filter box, pre-filter, that was on the circulation pump I was telling you about earlier. It's a Tetra. Pop this off, and it's got stacked pads in it. Now, this used to be the fine pad. I made that the coarse pad and made my own fine pad for it because it just wasn't doing as good. And as you can tell, it's plenty gunky. I got 1 piece of coarse in there just in case something gets through there that's not supposed to. That'll stop it from going back through the pump. So I'm going to get these cleaned up, get it put back together. Here's the afterwards. As you can tell, nice and clean, sparkly white again. A little bit of debris in there, but this one collects a lot of debris. It does a very good job. I'm happy with it. Like I said, I modified it with that finer pad just so it was a debris filter, and it has worked great. All right, gang, as you can see, that pump's up and running again. Nice clean filters on there. This box is cleared out. All of them are cleared out. The skimmer box is clean. Now, I do not I do not plug back in my waterfall yet. The reason being is it's not full enough to go above the skimmer lip there. So all it's going to do is run out, get a big old air bubble in the line, and then I got to reprime it. That's no fun. So I'm going to go inside, get my dechlorinator, get my piece of extension hose to hook onto this, start filling this bad boy back up. Okay, so I'm getting ready to fill it. I look down there at my gauge. I'm right at 3 inches. So that's 90 gallons, because like I said, it's 30 gallons per inch. I got a valve right over there. I don't know if you can really see it. Got a valve right there. I'm able to turn the water on there. I don't have to run back and forth. Treat 90 gallons. So follow my instructions. AquaScience Ultimate Conditioner. And yeah, then the fill up process starts. All right, well, now it's just the waiting game of filling the pond back up. I turn the biofilter pump and the circulation pump back on to help minimize the temperature fluctuation. So it's constantly mixing the water. You don't want to have a nice cold pocket of water. It's important to do your water changes every week. Got about 10%, and as the fish grow, that won't be enough. I'll probably have to do 20 to 25% because they're producing more waste. Got the bottom vacuumed. Coming into winter, very important to keep the bottom of your pond clean because that stuff will start to rot over the winter time. Don't want that. It'll create a very, very, very toxic environment for the fish. So, in a nutshell, that's about it. Once it gets filled back up, we will shut the hose down, get everything put away. Any questions on any water changes, guys, let me know. That was just a quick one. Went through it. Takes about an hour to do the actual cleaning. The filling takes probably about the same amount of time because you don't want to turn her on full blast and shock the water and make it too cold for the fish. So the hard work's done. Got the headband on because I sweat a little bit. But yeah, in a nutshell, there it is. So stay on top of those water changes. Make sure your filters stay clean. And remember, keep on improving. Keep on investing. Catch you on the next video.